Welcome to the GameChanger 00100 show. I'm your host, GameChanger. Okay, I apologize for the delay, but as you can see, I am working on a new format. I have received a number of complaints about the whole vibrating chess piece thing. So, listened to your complaints and took some time out, got behind the keyboard, and decided to do something new. So, for those of you who have been with me for a while, know that I did the whole Matrix setup before, and everybody in the Matrix, as you can see it, either sent the super chat or is a channel member. So, the channel members are up now. If you send a super chat, then you will be placed in the Matrix, and I greatly appreciate you. All right. Now, and as you can see, I also made some other changes to the matrix format. So it's not just that. So once again, I apologize for the delay. Because of the delay, I do not have time to do the standard, short video. And besides, I'm not set up for that yet. So I do apologize for that. Nevertheless, I do have a very special show for you all today. So make sure you hit that like button as we begin. All right. So, educated lames, Pookie Ray Ray just need to shut up. They really do. Like, both sides really need to shut up because they're not stopping and thinking. Either side is not stopping and thinking about what they're arguing about and who they fighting over. What they're fighting over is the attention of the lowest subset of the lowest group of women. Make no mistake. Well, it's actually the lowest of the low of the low as far as women go. And I'm going to break that down for you. On an international scale, it's arguably, but not really arguably, the least desirable women in the world are American women, Western women, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I know that there are people, particularly from Dubai, that has a mystique or a fetish towards this particular group. But on a global scale, individual fetishes aside, they are the least desirable of them. In fact, the people who desire them, they desire the fetish really involves getting them to behave in a way that they have been conditioned not to, in a way that they never will behave, which is why guys aren't really en masse, Dubai being the exception, sending for American women. So that is the global set of the least desirable women, North American or Western women. Of that, the least desirable group of women in that subset is Black women, particularly Black American women. So now you have the least desirable of the least desirable. And within the Black American women cohort, hit the like button. The absolute lowest, the absolute bottom is the Kesha. So I ask, you educated lames, which are education and degrees, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Why are you complaining about the lowest of the low of the low? Like, so what if there exists a Kesha that has a fetish or a desire for a Pookie, Ray Ray, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? I mean, do you really care? Should you really care? Now, in their defense, I will say I don't really see many brothers making those complaints, like not at least making videos about it. I hear in the chat room brothers complaining like, "Oh, she want Pookie Ray Ray." Really, here's what it is. Here's what you come off as, and here's what I think when I see those particular complaints. When your grass isn't being watered, it always seems as if the grass is greener on the other side. Meaning that when things are bad for you, you kind of just start looking and like, oh, it must be great for this particular person, but you don't really know because you don't really know these people. I mean, the people I hear complain about that, I don't think that they really know Pookie Ray Ray like that. and they just assume that what they see on TV, that he has it like that. Let me tell you something about TV, especially these gangster movies. Hit the like button. These formats exaggerate on two primary things. One, how much money they make, and two, how attractive the women are. That's it. That's all. They always show these movies. Actually, they don't. They don't. They haven't really showed these movies in a while. In fact, the last one I seen was, what's that movie called? Superfly, which flopped. I mean, the whole Pookie Ray Ray thing. The Minister Society, the New Jack City, the Boys in the Hood days. Those are long. Baby Boy. Like, these are all movies that are like 25 years old. These are movies that are like 25 years old. That day is over. That day is over. But there are a lot of modern dudes, and we're going to get into the Pookie Ray Ray aspect of it, who are really trying to rehash those days. One, because many of them were too young to even experience those days, so they're not even rehashing it. They're just trying to, live in an era that they missed because they were born late. But listen, it's over. It has been over for them for quite some time. What was the last movie? The only person that's still promoting this type of stuff is 50 Cent, who with his different type of Power series. But I mean, look at his, okay, let's break that down for a second to really show the state of Pookieism. Look at the Power series. One of them is a white dude, which y'all not gonna be. So that whole Pookie thing, that's not gonna fly with that. The other one is, he literally is an educated lame. He really is that thing that y'all talk about, that educated lame. Like, he is in an Ivy League university. This is something he does on the side to, I don't know, help his mama out or whatever he's doing. Like, and the third one is Pookie from a bygone era. This is 1980s Pookie. Like, this is the heyday. This is the golden era of Pookiness. But as far as modern black uneducated Pookieism, like, who's getting down like that? Oh, they're not promoting that. Nobody is promoting that. In fact, they don't even call it Pookie anymore, fellas. They call it Dusty. So you so-called educated, actually you are educated if you're educated, but I mean, you so-called intelligent brothers, y'all don't see that. Y'all just assume that everybody who claims the Pookie moniker is just dripping in slim-waisted chicks' panties. Well, these slim, attractive black women ain't giving it to me, so they got to be giving it to somebody. Maybe it's Pookie. Well, maybe not. And they don't necessarily have to be giving it to anybody. They don't have to be getting down at all. Or if they are, I mean, they could be giving it to another number of brothers or others, but just not you. And that's okay. That's okay. It doesn't mean that she's not necessarily interested in you because you're educated. It just means that you're either unlucky or generally undesirable. Typically, I think it's the former. Okay, somebody says, who's saying this shit? Both I have the idea, but I'll wait on the suspense of GC's commentary. Okay, I appreciate you. So that's the educated lame side. The Pookie side. The Pookie, a lot of people, especially in YouTube, are working on illusion and reputation. But it's a dead reputation. We're going to talk about this. A lot of people are working on illusion and reputation. Okay, so I'm gonna give an example, right, of how foolish this sounds and how foolish the modern Pookie sounds when they attempt to work on illusion and miseducation and old school reputation. So back in the day, like, boys would be boys back in the 80s, we wrestled, play fight, all that good stuff, right? And daycare and stuff. Everybody was worried about the Asian kid. Why? Particularly the Oriental kid. We didn't really make that distinction back then, but we worried about that. And the reason for that is because shortly before, even though he was long gone by the 80s, they still showed in syndication Bruce Lee, Green Hornet, all that good stuff. You could still see Bruce Lee. He was spectacular. He did moves that we never seen. Like, oh man, like, and since it was very few Asians in Oakland, at least at that time, or at least in my neighborhood, we didn't know. So from my perspective and from many of the other young black boys' perspective, they all got down like that. It was something innately in them that can make them walk on tree branches and ninja sword somebody. And if we found the individual that didn't, don't mess with him because he knows somebody who do. His brother will come with some ninja stars after you. So leave him alone. It was that type of mystique that people, it's that illusion that they all got down like that just by principle of yellow skin, it meant that you were endowed with this power, trained or not. So that's the image, and I'm pretty sure that may have helped some Asian people get out of situations. That was the image. That was the reputation. It is long gone. It is. Hit the like button. It is long dead. That reputation is long dead. How many Asian? In fact, even on Bruce Leroy, a dude said, "I'm gonna just pretend like I know karate. I don't need to learn it." People think that because I'm Oriental, I know karate. So there's people who live off that reputation now, live off past reputations, and even the past was an exaggeration because Bruce Lee was an exception. He wasn't the norm. But now Pookie is living off past reputation, and even back then it was falsified, but it was still better for them back then than it is now. Living off past reputation, dude. For one, you're not Nino Brown. You're not even Kane from Minister Society. You're a dude that's trying to sell weed in a state where weed is legal. That is what you are. Like, I mean, stop pretending like you are this dude. The money that you get comes from doing something square. I'm not saying Pookies don't have money. I'm saying the majority of Pookies who do have money have it from doing something square. The whole, D-boy, blah, 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 that is long gone. That I think like 1988 was like the last hoorah for that. That is long gone. And they've been like trying to milk that reputation for a long time. The money that y'all carry in y'all waistband is a regular square dude's 2-week paycheck. And that is your whole life savings. Dude, stop doing it. Stop fronting. Actually, to be perfectly honest, I don't really care. I don't really care. Y'all could continue to do this thing. It don't really affect me in a negative way until y'all like to come online and somehow say that y'all better than somebody else. Don't do that. Don't do that. You fake pimps, you fake gangsters, you fake max, you fake players. I will pull your card instantly. I really don't care. Generally speaking, I really don't care when somebody just sits in their own delusions. Because what does that have to do with me? It really doesn't. But in order to maintain this mystique and this false reputation and image, y'all like to pick on other people. And I'm gonna tell y'all why. I'm gonna tell y'all why they like to down the imitate the image and reputation of educated lames, nerds, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, because that's all they can do. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I mean, who else can y'all just talk? Who else can y'all, or do y'all feel y'all can get away with this? The Mexicans? Y'all haven't been able to do that for a long time. That's for sure. The whites? Y'all haven't been able to do that for a long time because they're united with the Mexicans. So it's nobody that you can really pick on and beat your chest to, and show your bravado to. There's nobody, because all you're doing is just like a mating cry to Kesha. I'm gonna get on Kesha for a second, but the only thing y'all can do is try to do this false bravado to just try to show you hard to Kesha, because you're not getting money from the D game anymore, because that's dead. That's gone when Reagan stopped putting the drugs in the community. You don't have a country of origin, meaning that the people who do have countries of origins actually have a place where they can grow it and send it to their own people here. Y'all don't have that. So you have zero international connections, meaning that that particular aspect of your game is going to weaken and decline over time. It's just a slow degrade. And what we're seeing now is the end of decades of this slow degrade, meaning that you can never have more money than the ethnic group that you are purchasing from. That's what that means in that particular game. So that's loss. You're always going to lose in that regard. You don't have the ability to beat your chest other against other ethnic groups and their gangs. You don't. So what do? You try to beat your chest against the nerds, the lames, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, within your own race. That is the safest bet for you. But guess what? Today you're gonna get the strike back, because I'm sick of this crap. I really am. Y'all look foolish. Nobody believe you. You need more people. And it's time to pull your card. So, but before I get into that aspect of it, I want to show y'all something that really, because I seen a video on this, and dude was talking about the same dude that complains about Mexicans running blacks off of their own blocks, because I guess hardcore thugs is looking for sympathy now. But the same dude that makes those complaints is always talking crap about nerds and stuff. So let's get into this. All right. And then when I seen this video on this is what he was displaying. I didn't even see the whole video, right? But this is what he was talking about. And first thing that came to my head was, really? This is what you complaining about? This is what you're whining about? So I didn't even see what she had to say, because quite frankly, I don't really care about the thoughts and views of women that look like this. I really don't. It's not that important, but I'm going to play it for the sake of y'all and actually see, because the very few educated lames who are complaining about Pookie getting the broads, this is the broad. So let's see what she has to say. Fair use, fair use.
We're going to talk about dating men in prison, okay? I'm going to tell you all the real deal, because I experienced it already, and I've been through these things, okay? The first thing I'm going to talk about is my experiences. I dated two guys in two different prisons, okay, upstate New York. One, he was sexy, gorgeous. I met him on Inmate Mingle, okay? I don't know why. Don't ask me why. Oh, why would you go online to look for love? That's the same question I asked myself, okay? And this guy was so gorgeous. He was chocolate. Oh my God, he spoke so many languages. I was just like, oh my God, he's just gorgeous. You know, Jamaican, Haitian, Cuban. He spoke all that shit. Okay, and I started writing him, reaching out to him. Then he reached back, and then all of
Fellas, are you jealous yet? You educated lames, are you jealous yet? Are you wishing that you was locked up, speaking a bunch of languages, hoping that this chick writes you back? Are you jealous yet? Are you just so happy that are you just wishing that you was Pookie right about now? Uh, it- Is this your queen? Is this what y'all fighting over? Educated lame and Pookie. Is this what you're fighting over? Are you kidding me? Listen, y'all can have her. Y'all can have her. If this is your Helena Troy, then by gosh, you enjoy it. You enjoy this, both Troy and Sparta. Y'all just or and Greece. Y'all just have at this. That's okay. Okay, that's your thing. Like that is what you want. Who am I to stop you from your heart's desire? But educated lames, y'all are dumb. If y'all and the way she describes him, he's a lot more pretty than she, or he's a lot more handsome than she is pretty. So this is what the handsome Pookies is getting, and y'all just like, oh man. I was like, okay. And then the dude who was repping, Pimp Player Mac, was talking about this, like, these guys are jealous that we get all. I'm like, I don't know who you're talking about, but I hate to meet the dude that's jealous of this. I really do.
and he was fell in love already. Like I was just like, wow, like that was fast. I should have known the sign. You know what I'm saying? Then always telling me I'm beautiful. Oh, you beautiful. You this
Holy
and that and
crap!
third. All early. So
Holy crap! This dude is actually telling her she's beautiful. Oh, by the way, I haven't watched this yet. I haven't watched this yet. These dudes are telling her that she's beautiful. If I was in prison, I would be like, oh gosh, this is my life. This is my life. This is my life. I'm locked up telling this woman that she's beautiful because she literally is the most beautiful woman I have seen in years. Hoping that she's nice enough to send me some honey buns on the commissary. That is your holy crap. You educated lames, shut the F up. Shut the F up if you are complaining that Pookie is getting this broad. Shut the F up. By the way, this isn't something that I picked. It's not like that I went on YouTube and looked for the ugliest chick that talked about this. No, this is something that they brought up. This is what they brought up.
then I started to go see him. I drove 10 hours from Jersey, Atlantic City, New Jersey, to go see him. Right. So then it got to the point where he was asking me for my social security number, asking me to do illegal shit, bring drugs up there. These are the signs, ladies, to run away. Don't make any man feel like you less than a person because they think they the shit because they locked up in prison.
Wait, why would he think? So you're telling me I've never been to prison unless I was visiting others. There are guys who are locked up that are arrogant about it. Well, that's on them. But okay, let's continue.
and they used to be somebody. Now they're in prison. They're doing a lot of time, and that's the wrong place to look for love. If you don't love yourself, how can another man love you? And that's what I had to learn. People can say, "Oh, you stupid, you just in a third." Maybe going through those
I don't think you're
experiences
stupid. Oh,
had to show.
okay. Understand this. I don't think she's stupid. I think that she's desperate. Who else is calling her beautiful? Not the lames, not the educated lames. Who else is gonna call her beautiful but a dude that's locked up 23 hours a day, and on the 24th hour he's fighting for his own virginity? Who else is going to, what's up with this? Who else is going to call her beautiful? I don't think that you're stupid. I think that you are seeking your own level, to be perfectly frank. I mean, you're looking for a situation where there's no competition. But we're going to talk about how she would have to compete on the opposite end, on the for the educated lames.
You know what I'm saying? That's not love. Love don't supposed to hurt. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like that they was using me, and they did a good job at it because I was so manipulated to the point I believe everything they said to me.
You believe that you were
They'll make
beautiful?
you feel special. They'll make you feel like you met the perfect man in the world, and they do all those things. They send you flowers, and this is another thing. They'll send you flowers and all this to get you rile you in. You know what I'm saying? Like
This chick said that they send flowers to rile you in. I didn't make this up. I didn't. This is, I'm not related to this chick. I am not related to this chick. I did not pay this woman to say they send you flowers to rile you up. Are you kidding? I am down bad. If you catch me with a broad like this, I am down bad. And don't get me wrong, I've been with dumb chicks before. But the whole, this chick got nothing. Like, they have the chicks I have been with that were deficient in one area, made up for it in another. She doesn't make up for it in anything. She has no deemable qualities. I'm being perfectly honest. They send you flowers to rile you up.
to fit a big fish, right? And you know, just to get you to do more things for them than they did for you, just to get you to come. Oh my God, he loved me. He sent me flowers. He sent me candy. He sent me all this stuff, right? You got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was the worst experience I ever had because it really hurt me because they caught me at a vulnerable moment because I was so hurt and I was going through a lot of stuff. So I heard about this online, prison dating sites, and I decided to reach out to them and see. Let me see what these. I hope these guys are different. They not. They pick girls that has low self esteem, that has a bag. They call it in prison. They call it losing a bag. So they losing a bag
Wait,
if you
what?
fall back and you catch on to their bullshit, right? You losing a bag. So
Wait,
it took me a long.
and okay, she lost me. In prison, they call it. Oh, so they call losing her losing a bag. Okay, okay. This is wow, just wow. This is what lames and pookies are fighting over. This is what Pookie is bragging about when Pookie claims that he has like, I never see them with a chick that's significantly prettier than they are handsome, ever. And then, like, what's her bag? Like, nothing about this broad is really registering that she is balling out of control. So yeah.
Realize, yo, I'm gorgeous.
Oh
I got good
crap!
sex appeal.
Hold
You
on.
losing a
Where did
bag.
that come from? Let me see that.
Losing a bag. So they losing a bag if you fall back and you catch on to their bullshit, right? You losing a bag.
Okay.
So it took me a long time to realize, yo, I'm gorgeous. I got good sex appeal. I
Holy
can
crap!
dress. I
Holy
got a
crap!
lot going on for myself, and there's so
Every
many
woman could
single men out
dress.
here to deal with men
You
that's
have
locked
nothing
up.
going on for yourself.
You know what I mean? And the thing about that is, do not allow anybody to put you down to make themselves better, feel better. I'm sorry. And it's so sad because a lot of women out there are believing these guys and they're risking everything for these dudes. They say
I don't think she understands. Oh, I heard a baby cry in the background. I don't think she understands what she's saying because she's saying a lot of women don't believe are believing these guys. But in the same paragraph, she says, you know, I'm beautiful or I'm gorgeous, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But you really, that's something that you believe because he told you that. It is. It's something that you believe because this prison dude told you that you're beautiful and you're gorgeous. And I'm not. I don't want to insult you for the sake of insulting you, but for the sake of clarity, okay. Um, I I guess I would be an educated lame. I am educated, so I'm at least halfway there. I don't believe that I'm lame, at least by the definition of lame, the standing definition of lame, which means like unremarkable, uneventful, and stuff like that. That's the exact opposite of my personality. But I think that lame in the black community means non-hood. You know, like not currently in the hood, involved in hood crap. So I guess under that definition, I would be considered an educated lame. I can't speak for all black educated lames, but I can speak for a lot of them in saying that you're not hot. There are some women out there that's only attractive to Pookie Ray Ray. And furthermore, the Pookie and Ray Rays that are locked up. Pookie Ray Ray has not only a reputation of trash peen, and I'm not saying trash peen as it's received or as it's given. I'm talking about like as their standards go. They'll stick it in the trash. They stick it in trashy women and stuff like that because they have lower they value trash the JJ over their own peen. So that's their reputation. It's and as a result of it, you get the trash of every race, going to them for peen, and then they come back like I'm beautiful. Like holy crap! Okay, this is educated lames. This is what y'all complaining about, really? By the way, I only hear these complaints in the chat room on YouTube.
anything. They don't have nothing to lose. These guys doing 10, 20 years of life. And they looking for women to use. I may get niggas mad about with this video. I don't care because I feel like I had to speak on it
Go
to let
for it.
some of these females know that these guys is not what y'all think it is. Some guys are mean well. I mean, they is looking for love, but some guys are looking for help. Some niggas are looking to use and manipulate any female that come their way. They're just looking for love and they not looking for that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta love yourself. You gotta look in the mirror, put on makeup, get your hair done, walk with a strut, baby.
Ha!
Go out
Ah!
and make yourself feel good. Go around.
Oh, oh, hiccups, hiccups. Holy crap. She says you gotta put your makeup on, do your hair, and walk with a strut. Do y'all think? And maybe I can't speak for Pookie. I really can't. But is Pookie so dense that if this broad walks with a strut, you're gonna forget the ugly? Actually, you know something, they are that stupid. My bad. I can't speak for them because yeah, I have friends who are like that, and they do confuse confidence with substance all the time. Trust me, ladies, that will not get you far. Okay, let's put it out there. Let's put it out there. Hit the like button. We're gonna talk about Black America for a second, right? And in um, Black America is the only place on the planet that a woman like this is treated like a queen. See, that's why they talk so hard about community, community, community. That's because they're trying to gather people in to this dysfunctional place where women like this are treated like a queen because she struts. Outside of that, it's not that type of party. Hit the like button. By the way, she struts. Look at her strut. This is madness.
You don't need to go to a fucking prison or look on prison sites to look for a man. And you don't even know these people. You never met them on the outside. I'm making this video because I'm warning all females the good signs and the bad signs of dating men in prison. You know what I mean? Because most of them guys has drug habits. And they need to feed their addiction. So they're going to get you to, oh, baby, bring some drugs up here. Oh, send it through the mail. Oh, you're not going to get caught. They don't be on it like that in this prison. And they risking your life, your kids, everything that you work hard for,
she got
all
kids.
because of their selfishness. They not going to get in trouble. They probably get thrown in a box.
Okay, to be fair, she's not the guys that she's talking about did risk their lives for her. Most of the criminals out there, and I'm not talking about the ones who are addicted to drugs, they have an addiction that wound up, and they did things to feed this addiction and they wound up in jail. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the ones who are being Pookie for the bravado of it and because they feel that this is the most effective way to get women. I'm talking about those who were seduced in a lifestyle by women. They are in jail because of the women. So they risk their freedom for you. And now he's asking you to do the same. And you're like, no, I don't want to go to jail. I want to sit here and feed these kids and strut.
Get 2 years added on a sentence. They wouldn't give a F. Because why? They already doing a lot of time anyway, so they don't care about you. A real man that's supposed to love you, that's in so-called prison, wouldn't even put you through that. They were like, you know what? Look, do what you can. I'm not gonna put a lot of pressure on you. You know, I really love you. That's in the third. It was show. I had to love myself first, and I thought myself as ugly. I thought I would never find love. I would never feel like, that person won't come to me. And it took me a while. And this person came to me.
Oh,
Somebody came to her. So compatible. He's out here in the real world, not in prison.
Holy crap.
And We love each other.
Holy crap. This so somebody free actually. Oh, no wonder you strutting. You got penis from somebody that's not locked up. Okay. Okay. Let's see where this is going.
Then, like I said, I'm not gonna put one thing. I'm gonna let y'all know: do not love someone more than you love yourself. Because if you do, you're gonna get hurt. And I learned that the hard way. They give you an attitude. Look, I don't care about your attitude, but guess what? Huh. Good day. Have a good day, because you ain't gonna mess up my day, baby. Because guess what? Everything's good over here, honey. Ain't nobody got time for your bullshit. Straight up. So be careful dating men in prison. Make sure you know.
Oh, by the way, press one in the chat room if you think that her new boo is an educated lane. Because apparently, they're getting all of the dudes that we want. Press one if y'all think that he's an educated lane.
About that man. See the red flags. If he asks you for too much money in a short period of time, y'all just started talking for the last couple weeks. That's a red flag. If he already saying he love you and want to marry you and all that, red flag.
Holy crap.
Okay. So be careful, ladies. I'm just telling you as a personal experience. Don't do it. Because my experiences, I learned from a hard way. I felt stupid.
You
But
felt that way?
sometimes
Really?
when you vulnerable and you've been hurt so many times, you fall for things like that.
Okay. Let's describe her hurt. Let's describe her hurt. Because this is where it actually comes from. This whole, because there is a disdain between Kesha and the educated lame types. But that disdain doesn't really come from them thinking that they're better. It actually comes from them thinking that they're worse. And in many cases, they are worse. I'm going to keep it a buck. Listen, a lot of guys, educated and otherwise, a lot of guys get thirsty. They go through droughts. They get a little, they get a little parched. It's a little parched. It's parched. And when they get a little thirsty and it gets a little parched, they might do something that they're not proud of. So doing her, basically, she has just been a placeholder for thirsty guys between better women. And she's sick of this. She's so sick of being pumped and dumped in that way, used in that way, that she decided to go to a prison dating site, hoping that she won't be pumped and dumped there. Now, what does this mean? It means that the guys now is getting the leftovers. She is leftover. She is alpha widowed. Okay? She is the definition of alpha widowed. Now, because she is going to Pookie right now, who was the alpha that widowed her? Oh. Just saying. All right, let me say what's up to some people because y'all while in the chat. All right, so let me go to the top here. I'm glad this is working. I spent a lot of time developing this. Hit the like button for that. This whole ambiance that y'all see. All right, so it says Educated Lane, appreciate you. Zone, appreciate you. Dolomite, salute. Down with Droopy D, salute to you. I think that's Droopy Dog. Slick Rick, appreciate you. Jason Wolf, appreciate you. Let's see. JT Hellstrom, appreciate you. Said that. And then there's another JT, appreciate you. All right. let's see. Kevin Murray, salute. And I think oh no, Little Rog 0909. Appreciate you, appreciate you. An Ancient, appreciate you. What's this? Splash Meds, appreciate you. All right, and I think I got everybody. If I didn't, shout yourself out. Oh, Lion. Oh, and Sweet Melody Speak. I think I said that. Sweet Melody Speaks. I appreciate you. MC Lotto TV. Appreciate you. Appreciate you all. All right. So, Huscular Muscular. Salute. Okay. So, that's. Let me play some more of this.
People would judge you and say, and you know how I know that I, had myself in a bad situation, in both situations when a lot of people that care about me was kept warning me about it and I didn't listen. So if you got friends around you telling you, oh, don't mess with him because he's a user or whatever and stuff like that. And sometimes people, you shouldn't listen to people, but if you're dating somebody in prison and they know through the grapevine about these people, you better listen to them. It's only right to listen to them. You know what I mean? And I'm coming at y'all raw. I'm not making no video talking about, all this.
Speaking of coming at somebody raw, she got kids. She got kids. Scott says this is sad as fuck. No, you educated lames. You educated lames who talking about Pookie get all the girls and this is the girls are lame. Okay? That's sad. That's sad. I see y'all in the chat room be like, oh no, all the girls messing with Pookies. Which one? This one? Are you kidding me?
I'm being real right now. You know what I'm saying? And, I just want y'all ladies out there, if y'all watching this, please be careful. Because if you know, like I know, if you ain't smart enough and that nigga say, oh, can you put that package in your pussy? And you get up there and guess what? The motherfucking cop's gonna handcuff you and you'll be right in there with him and you're gonna think to yourself, oh shit.
This dude said, hey, beautiful. Remember that time I sent you them flowers and that candy? I'm gonna need you to stuff some drugs in your pussy. And she said no. And she said no. Which is worse. This is oh man, this is so bad for Pookie because not only do your ride or die chicks look like this, they also not about that life. They're not about to ride or die anymore. They're not riding or dying. They leaving that part to you. Somebody said Pookie gets undesirable first dibs. No, it's not first dibs. If she's already been dibbed on. She's been dibbled, dabbled, and then she got pissed, and people pulled kids out of it. She got pissed out of being dibbled, dabbled by everybody else until she wound up with Pookie. Hit the like button.
I fucked up. And that nigga gonna get another girl to do the same shit. Pay attention. And luckily, I ain't do no shit like that because I was smart enough to not put myself in that predicament.
Oh, you're smart.
Be smart, ladies. Do not let a man in prison.
The smartest thing she could think of doing in her life is not putting dope in her pussy. That's the smartest thing. She actually said I'm smart. Like she didn't, like win a Nobel Prize or anything like that. She didn't split an atom. She wasn't recruited by NASA or something like that. She says I'm smart because I didn't shove this. Wow. I'm smart for a lot of reasons. Not putting dope in my ass isn't one of those reasons that I would list.
mess with this or this, okay? Because you will be locked up, okay? So what I'm telling y'all is they don't love you. Uh, like I said, those signs that I told you, asking for too much money at a short period of time because they have a drug habit or they owe somebody money in there and they need to pay off their debt. They're gonna come to you, ask you for all that money. Then they send you a letter when they just met you, talking about, oh, I'm down with this and that, blah, blah, blah. And they ask you to bring the drugs up or send it through the mail. The cops is catching everything. So if you want to put yourself in that predicament, be my guest. I'm just warning you, ladies, not to put yourself in that predicament for any man that's locked up. You got too much to lose behind a jerk off like that.
Uh,
Okay? It's millions of men out here. And this goes for men that's looking for love as well. To be settling for that bull crap. All right? My
I
name is
agree.
Sexy Black Bunny. You can
Ah,
follow me on
ah.
IG, Sexy Black Bunny, on all.
She called herself sexy. Her name is Sexy Black Bunny. Her name is Sexy Black Bunny. Oh my gosh. Brothers are down bad. Brothers are down bad. She sees herself as a sexy brown bunny. Holy crap.
It's my first video. I'm hoping that I get views, but I'm just saying facts. I don't care if this gets to those guys. They knew what they did, you know. But I'm signing all raw footage. Thank you.
Wow. Just wow. By the way, if you want to be in the Matrix, support the show through Cash App and Super Chats or become a channel
At
member.
Lamps Plus, we believe your home should be a celebration of you.
Let me stop this.
And there has never been a better time to create your ultimate comfort zone. No matter your style, we have what you're looking for to make your home uniquely, well.
Okay, commercial. But yeah, support the stream and you will be placed into the Matrix real time. Greatly appreciate you. Okay, so yeah, that actually happened. That's one of those things that you don't think is real. Keep in mind, I didn't, this is my first time seeing this. I didn't hire this chick. I didn't make it up. She's brand new. Oh no, she's been here for 3 years. She's been on YouTube for 3 years. I mean, or this video is 3 years old, but she only has like 304. Oh, I didn't make this up either. Holy crap, look at this. Look at this. She literally has 304 subscribers. Oh, life is beautiful. Crap, hold on. Life is beautiful. She literally has 304 subscribers. Fellas, I did not find this person and then tell 303 other people to subscribe. So this Black Bunny can have 304 subscribers. This is spectacular. The universe is just doing amazing things now that I got this new setup going on. Somebody said Black Bunny called me right now. Like, you the reason why I'm messing with prison twos. Holy crap. This really? Oh, and by the way, they're all like this. Like, after I clicked on this, for the sake of doing this show, and then like all the women's who are talking about their experience looking for prison dudes, they all look like that. Like that's the way they looking right now. Like, I'm not making that up. But hold on, because now that we've seen that, right? Let's look at the opposite end. Hit the like button. And then I'm going to show you what's real. Like, And by the opposite end, I'm talking about women who are seeking out educated lames. So we're going to talk about the opposite end and why you educated lames are looking foolish when y'all sound jealous. Because that's not an educated lame situation. That's a individual situation. I hate to say it. So we're going to talk about that. And then I'm going to talk about what prompted this interview. And then, I'll read the chat room for questions. But all right, let me where am I going? I'm going to history. Sorry, fellas, got this new setup and I want to make sure I am doing it right. So yeah. All right, let me read the chat while I set up the new setup. All right. Not that one. Where is it? Who? Stop sending me stuff. All right, hold on right quick. Let me check this. Oh no, that's Melody. Okay, so all right, let me see. It's not this one. Oh dang, here's another chick that's dating a felon. Nah, I will come back to that one because there's a purple-haired chick and it's labeled dating a felon. I haven't seen it, but this is what they look like. And trust me, I'm not like overlooking. Y'all can look it up yourself. I'm not like overlooking a bunch of baddies, that's doing that. I'm not. This is what I was looking for. Okay, so no, close. Here we go. All right. Hit that like button while I set this up for y'all. That last trick was spectacular. You gotta strut. All right. So I'm going to give two examples. One of them you already seen, and one of them I'm displaying now. All right. Let me hit the run button. I haven't built a jar file for this, so it's going to take a while to go through the virtual machine and everything. All right. So, yeah, let me read the chat while this is going on. Okay, I think that's it. All right, I think I got it. It takes a while to buffer. Okay, so I couldn't find the original source, but apparently it's just gotten, because people, who's about that life always knew that this existed, and it just kind of went ignored because nobody really gave it much thought, to be perfectly honest. But we're going to talk about it now. And this is about something called Afrotech.
Women are becoming more calculated when it comes to their desperate hunt of looking to secure a husband.
I'm your Uber driver. Get in.
I didn't order an Uber.
We've got one now.
I'm good, bro.
Oh my fucking God! Get the hell in!
Tell your friends to pull up.
Well, how do we feel about women flying out to Afrotech with the purpose of looking for husbands? Because apparently the men are in on it. Men know that women are doing that.
Oh yeah, they're aware. Oh no, I talked to some of the bros. They said, "Bro, it's whole apocalypse out here."
Yes, we know. We know that y'all are flying into Afrotech to look for my penis, black nerd penis. We know that that's what you do.
This is the efficiency of these hunters is crazy, and they're just waiting for what's coming to them. Pick the economy, and it's looking good out here to be a tech guy.
Somebody commented, he's so glad that she decided to decenter male, the attention for males in her life. Afrotech is not cheap, right? Afrotech apparently is $800 for a ticket, correct?
Right.
Aren't familiar with Afrotech. Afrotech is a conference.
$800 per ticket. Now, this chick the other chick is asking for, to shove drugs up her pussy. And while these broads are spending $800 plus the cost of flight and hotels to go to Afrotech for a chance to shoot their shot. So, I mean, are the nerds jealous? I don't know any. You think the dudes at Afrotech is really just wishing that they had the opportunity that that Pookie has? Tell me, because I don't know. I mean, I haven't met a dude like that wish that he got it like Pookie got it. Like, I mean, if you do, then you're wishing that I wish I had it like Pookie has it on TV. But real life Pookie, okay.
Essentially supposed to be like an amazing networking experience for Black people in tech to network, to catch vibes, to learn, to educate themselves, and to honestly be in the midst. And then apparently it's also a great place for recruiters to recruit for tech jobs.
Whole new dynamic that has arisen is a result of the TikTok girlies. Because TikTok girlies came online and gave girls tips. They were like, yo, like if you guys want these husbands, like there's a new hub, like there's a new hive. And then they're like, yeah, the tech guys are all there. And then, they're basically chilling out in these suites and hunting these guys down. And these guys—
Now, ain't this something? The men that these women used to call lames and cornballs are now in, and they are the men that these women are chasing now.
Message is specifically for Black men and Black women who are interested in dating other Black men and Black women. Listen to me. I just did a talk at the Organization of Black Aerospace Professionals. Let me tell you something. This is the new dating strategy. All right. I need you to look up professional organizations, Black professional organizations. I need you to look up their annual and national conventions, and I need you to just show up. Show up. And I don't want to hear you talk about, ooh.
Y'all hear that, fellas? Really? Nerds is suffering out here, huh? Nerds is just taking L's, huh? While Pookie's in jail getting it, or hopefully not getting it in jail, but you know what I mean. While Pookie's in jail competing, trying to convince a broad that looked like her to shove drugs up her pussy. These chicks are trying to figure out ways to get to my penis. Keep it a buck. They're trying to figure out ways to get to my penis.
And thirsty, you over here in a drought, and then you got the nerve to ask if it's bubbly or still. Shut up. All right, show up.
I'm recording this during Afrotech weekend. And if you're not aware, Afrotech is this big conference put on by Blavity that gets together a lot of Black people in tech on paper for job opportunities and career growth. But what I have heard from a lot of the people that I know going to Afrotech is that they are going to Afrotech looking for a relationship. But I have to come on here and say that, I am so sad for the girlies that it's come to this. I want to be very clear with what I'm saying. And that's not that I'm saying that you shouldn't go anywhere being open to a relationship or whatever.
Okay.
But what I'm starting to see is this over strategizing and over taking in all this content on how to get a man, where to go to get a man, what to do to get this type of man. And it's becoming ridiculous. So many of my dinner conversations are about relationships. So many, Sprinkle has been interwoven into.
Are they talking about how to get Pookie? In your dinner conversations, is Pookie coming up? Because they already know where to get Pookie. They just write him in jail, apparently, and shove some drugs up their pussy. They already know where to go and what to do to get him. They have to go through $800 hoops and hurdles to get to my penis. Just saying. I am not jealous of Pookie Ray Ray, nor have I ever been. Pookie Ray Ray need to stop projecting when they say, you know, y'all are talking about a small minority of dudes.
Day-to-day life from TikTok, which mostly is a joke and like it's fine, but it's starting to not feel like a joke and it's starting to feel like a serious situation that I'm concerned about. This is not to say that I don't understand the struggles of women, especially of Black women who have everything that they're supposed to have on paper, but are still looking for a partner. But something that I've really internalized, especially this year, is that if you want to be the feminine in the relationship, you cannot strategize yourself into having a partner. Of the women around or above my age in happy relationships, sure, like a few just got lucky, met their high school or college sweetheart, and just they were the one.
No, ma'am, that wasn't luck that they had. They did things the correct way. They met
Okay,
that man in high school and college, and they stuck by his side. They did not divorce him or leave him. They stayed with their man.
But the ones that have found these people around this age and are doing well and thriving in their relationships have one thing in common, and that's
Okay.
that they weren't focused on getting a relationship. They instead spent time getting clear.
All right.
I'm not going to say guys know grossed out by it. I'm grossed out by it. But the conversations that I've had with my high value male friends are also very grossed out by it because
we are grossed out by the number of women who are trying to, quite frankly, suck our penis. I even seen somewhere they was talking about women going in LA going to like chest events, which is like, what? They're going to chest events looking for dudes, looking for penis, looking for high IQ penis. It's that bad. Do you think those guys at the chess event are thinking about Pookie? Thinking about the chicks that's writing Pookie in prison? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And you brothers who do care, you educated lames who do care, y'all lame as fuck. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Y'all lame as fuck. If y'all are actually, with all these opportunities, these women are trying to, they on some ain't no mountain high enough. And you complaining, y'all actually think that that's who's getting it? And once again, when things aren't going well for you, you assume that's going well for others. You know, that's the whole grass is greener on the other side thing. But the grass seems to be greener on your side. Just saying. So now, I'm not gonna play all of this because I want to go because I'm hungry. But let me move this, get rid of that off screen. All right, greatly appreciate it. All right, now I'm going to give an example of two YouTubers. One of them is an educated, quote unquote, lame, and the other is not. And we're going to just want to point something out. Okay, hold on. All right, let's see. Let's see if I can find a good one. Y'all hit that like button while I look this up right quick. I didn't have it queued up, but that's okay because it's always a thing. Okay, here we go. Let me queue it up and put it in the thing. I'm gonna get the hang of this. Tell me what y'all think about the new setup while I have y'all. Tell me what you think about the new setup. And I'll read that and prepare this. So let me just do a very popular educated lame, and then let me do a not so popular, likely uneducated person who may or may not be lame. So let's see. All right. So you could say you were groomed. About time. I'll put notifications on. Oh no, that's somebody. Oh, my bad. All right, so okay, let me pause that. Get rid of that and see what y'all saying. And let's see. Like the graphics, cool. Need some nag champa. I don't know what that is. Yeah, setups look awesome. Yeah, pretty cool. Okay, okay, appreciate it. Love the new digs. Definitely inviting. I think. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's what I was going for. Just like a relaxed look. All right. Something to look at besides the vibrating head effect. Okay. All right. So as soon as this loads, I am going. The only problem with it is that it takes a while to load, but I'm working on it. Needing some avatars, like a YouTuber. My opinion, though. Uh, you might not into it, huh? Well, I have an avatar, the chess piece avatar. Uh, this one right here, but I'm decided to do something new. Well, it didn't pop up because the other thing is still loading, but yeah, that right there. All right. So, oh, let me go back. Yeah, if you're new here, subscribe. A lot of people don't know that. If this is your first time watching, y'all probably thought it was always like this, but no, this is a new setup. Oh wow, you've been here for a while. Yeah, I did the old Matrix fish tank or the old Matrix, and I did a fish tank thing. So for those of you who are new, also know that I'm a developer, so I do stuff like this. Um, if and when I have time to try to spice up my channel a little bit, but dang, it has taken a while to load. This sucks. This really sucks. It sucks because after this, I have one more. Okay. So this is what I did before for those of you who are new here. Um, make sure you hit that like button. This is how I had it before. And it's just a vibrating head. So wanted to do something new. What's going on, Ray? And I'm working on that now, but now it is taking a while. Somebody said, "Are you good with JavaScript?" Reasonably good, but that's not my primary developing language. Okay, I'm gonna reboot because that's taking a while. But anyway, I probably won't even need to do this. The lead attorney, right, is who I was going to display. Remember, I said I had a YouTuber that was educated and a YouTuber that wasn't educated. So the lead attorney is the YouTuber that was educated or that is educated that I was going to feature. Now, his companion, in my opinion, his co-host, whatever you want to call her, who's also a lawyer and all that good stuff, can get it if the lead attorney has not already given it to her and is not currently in the process of giving it to her. If that is not the case, then she can get it from GameChanger. You want to know why people like Lead is not thinking about Pookie Ray Ray? Really, nobody does. Nobody does. They just think about themselves, more than the world thinks about them. The reason is because there's always going to be like there's always going to be certain women, right? There's always going to be certain women who have certain things, who have certain kinks, fetishes, desires, whatever you want to call it. And it's like, okay, they got their group of girls. Pookie Ray Ray got their group of girls. And Educated Lane have our group of girls. I don't see anything wrong with this dynamic. I truly don't. You know, so stop with the pretense, stop with the whining, stop with the complaining. You're not doing yourself any better. You're not making yourself look hotter to these broads. You know, stop with the whining and complaining. So let me do this. All right, give me a second. Okay, so for those of you who haven't seen the lead attorney, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay.
Williams, somebody write Christopher Williams in the chat. Y'all know Christopher Williams.
Okay.
High value man through and through. No comment, no question, just the pure love of the game. We got our man Christopher Williams here.
So that's the lane. That's the Educated Lane. I don't know if they're together or whatnot. I don't think that they are. But if they're not, he's thinking about it. And if they are, he's remembering it. But you want to know what he's not thinking about? That first broad that's debating on if she should shove drugs up her pussy. That's what he's not thinking about. He don't think about crap like that. And real nerds or squares or what, you don't think about crap like that because you know that their life is shit. Kesha pussy is the only reprieve in an otherwise shitty life. Don't even think about that. That's not focus on getting what's on the right of the screen. Focus on that. Because I could tell you the quickest way to that is not through prison. Okay? I could tell you that much for damn sure. So that's the example of the YouTuber that is an Educated Lane. We all know that lead attorney is highly educated. Nobody who looks at him will say that he's hood at all. So he fits that bill perfectly. You know, he's a square, lame, nerd, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know, blah, 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 blah. But Pookie likes to think that because he has this presumed access to Kesha pussy, which is really, the more that we think about it, the more it's looking like the access is really because nobody else wants it. But because that he's a better man. Now y'all saying, nah, he can't possibly be thinking that. Well, let me tell you something. All right, this is the last one. I know these take long. I'm going to have it set up better. So, you know, bear with me. I'm going to have it set up better in the future. So bear with me. But this is the last one. But I'm like, really? These dudes actually think about that? All right. Are they actually think like that? I was just shocked when I heard this dude talk. But because really, nobody is jealous. I mean, well, there are a few, but I think that they're jealous of anyone. I mean, there's always going to be somebody who's unfortunate in that department, but extraordinarily unfortunate in that department. All right. So here we go. Y'all gonna crack up when y'all see this. He gonna cry when he get to the quarter. Y'all gonna crack up when y'all see this. All right. So let me and I'm cool with this dude. So I'm not trying to roast too hard, but he came at me, so I have to do it. I got it. I got it. Get it. Get it. I got it. I got it. Get it. Get it. I got it. I got it. Get it. Get it. Because he's been talking crap about nerds his whole life, and it's like, listen, it's not what you think it is. It's not what you think it is. It's not what you think it is. We happy over here. You know, I don't know, like lead attorney is happy over there. Like, I don't know which Kevin Samuels was happy, rest in peace. Like, listen, nobody is tripping on what you're doing, and damn sure nobody jealous of the chicks that y'all can't even convince, of these ugly broads that y'all can't even convince to shove drugs up their twats to put it in a prison toilet so you can fish it out the toilet pipes. Nobody is jealous of no crap like that. Nobody has fantasies about an ugly broad with drugs in her pussy. Except I guess certain dudes. And then you call yourself a Mac for getting her to do crap like that. Okay. You do you. Apparently y'all have your own set of girls out there that's into that type of stuff. Oh, wait a minute. What's going on? Okay, hold on. Dang, there's so many things I gotta manage here with this new setup. So I'm gonna get used to it, fellas. But in the meantime, hit the like button. All right, there we go. All right, there we go. And here we go. And where did I put that button? On screen. Okay. All right. So this brother right here, make sure y'all hit this like button, had something to say, and I have to respond. So I'm cool with this dude, but I have to respond to this foolishness. I just gotta, because I have to, because I got it. All right.
Look, it's Red Supreme in the game, man. Back at you guys with a pre-recorded video. And we're going to drop some game and talk about a lot of different things, man. Check this. I'm going to tell you why things are so difficult for certain men out here. We're going to break that down during this video. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is the reason that squares can't apply pimp principles.
Okay.
Right? It's damn near impossible. Now, you're telling somebody who's a square to apply the rules of a pimp, and it's not going to work, because the thing is, squares can't even apply manly principles, right? Because they're led by they wood, they Johnson.
Oh crap. Okay.
See, if you were a Mac or a pimp, you was taught to live by principles, rules that regular men find difficult to live by. So if you're less than
squares are led by their wood, their Johnson. Okay. Evidence needed. You see, my wood, my Johnson, it don't send me to Afrotech. The brothers at Afrotech are not going there thinking that there's going to be a bunch of chicks there like that. Like that's what you go to Freaknik for or something like that. Like the young dudes that comic book store, they're not going there because of their Wood or Johnson. The dudes who are studying physics or calculus or some crap like that. So really, their Wood or Johnson took them to advanced mathematics? So far, not understanding what's being said here. But let's continue.
Which is one of these squares, they can't even apply manly principles, manly tactics to deal with women. See, if you're talking about pimping some ism, you got to refrain from a lot of different things.
By the way, I don't know who in the hell he's talking about. I really don't. The only person he could be talking about is a person who is a nerd teaching would-be pimps how to pimp. I don't know if there's a YouTuber like that, but it seems like that this is his way of saying that pimps are better than nerds. First of all, please establish yourself as a pimp first. Let's do that. Let's start with because lead attorney, who is a square or what have you, he at least has the company of an extraordinarily attractive woman. Please first establish yourself as a pimp. And then say we're better than nerds because nerds haven't mastered manhood because they follow their Johnson. Like, when I've never known that to be the reputation of nerds. I've never known a person who's like, oh yes, I'm a nerd because bitches like this. What? Yes, everything we do, like when we were kids reading comic books, like, yeah, this is how we get bitches. Like, what? Yeah, you're not the only one confused by this. I've seen this. I was like, oh, I got to respond to this.
You can't be controlled by your sexual desires because the ism is above all of that.
Huh?
So it's damn near impossible for a square to apply principles that he knows nothing about. Check game. The average guy can barely apply manly principles because a lot of these guys was raised by single mothers. By
this logic, pimps weren't raised by single mothers. According to this dude's logic, pimps were not raised by single mothers. Can't make this up. Now, I can tell you that they were. The ones that I know personally, the ones that I've read about, like Iceberg Slim, was raised by a single mother. And then there's like Fillmore. And then the ones like on American Pimp, that talk about their upbringing and childhood, they were too. But once again, this is on some, we're better than squares.
Best you can do is tell them, just look, homie, be a man, and you got to explain what that is. This is how you be a man, and this is how you got to apply that. But telling a square to apply pimp principles is like damn near impossible.
Who is telling that?
And because the reality of this,
who is telling them that? It's weird. This is a very weird flex.
Don't even understand what a pimp is. So how could he apply something that he knows nothing about? He's never been introduced to that mindset. He's never been introduced to the game. The closest he's been to that is a rap song, and that ain't even real authentic pimping. Or a lot of guys who say it on social media and they don't even know what they're talking about. So how can we expect?
Okay. I would like for this gentleman to display real authentic pimping. Just bring some of your hoes up and display an act of pimpitude. I'll even write the script. Of the whole, you walk in and you say, hey, bitch, make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And she say, yes, daddy. And then she come and give you the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And then I want you to throw the sandwich at her and say, bitch, I said strawberry jelly. This is great. And she just wiped the peanut butter and jelly off her face and then go into the kitchen and get it right. Follow that script. Then I would believe that you are on the thing that you're on. I mean, hey, I don't know. Like, okay, you see the software I developed for this backdrop. I've proven my nerdness. Like, like, I mean, okay. I mean, listen, if you're gonna say we better than you, then you have to prove the we. You have to prove that you are of the we. Let's start there. Let's start there. Let's start with, we as in a P like me. It's like, okay, well, kind of like if a person says that they're a chef, you want to see their food. Just saying, but okay.
To apply principles of a pimp. Come on, man, we got to be honest about that. These guys can't even live by man codes. And pimp principles is above regular man principles, because a man feel like, I got a job, I got money, I just want to get laid. A pimp lives by his principles. Like, look, bro, yeah, the woman is sexy, yeah, the woman is attractive, but she gotta put in that work. She got to bring home that trap. She got to go out there and bring it back before I do any of that with her.
Okay, so
telling the square to live by those principles is...
Nobody want to live by those principles except the people who live by those principles. Nobody want to deal in that foolishness except the people who live by those principles. Because what does that get you in 2024? And that's another thing. A lot of the pseudo pimp types, for whatever reason, they look like the 70s and dress like the 90s. In 2024, it's weird. The 90s is like 25 years ago, but they still maintain that dress pattern. And the 70s was 45 years ago. But they still maintain that talk, walk, and hairstyle. Now, the thing about both of these time periods is that is when you could actually do the things that they are talking about doing. That is actually when they could do those things. In the 70s, like if you would do, from New York or something like that, then it wasn't nothing to take a trip to Alabama, to Arkansas, to Mississippi, and find a chick who grew up on a farm, and she's just looking for that city life. She's looking for that fast life, and she's willing to do anything to be a part of that. It was nothing to do that back then. It was nothing to find like, a farmer's daughter or some crap like that, who's bored with life, who's looking for a change. It was nothing for a dude to sit at a train station waiting for a chick who's looking to be a movie star in New York, and then you turn her out. That is how you can get down back then. That's the 70s. That's the 70s. In the 90s, the chicks just wanted to be a part of something, that's Black culture, and they really just wanted to be a part of that world. That was 25 years ago. It is a lot more different now. These girls are not sheltered, and even if they are exposed to the world through the internet. These women are hyper exposed. They are hyper exposed. It is very difficult to convince a woman to get down like that nowadays. That's not on drugs. I forgot about that one in the 90s. And you've seen that on movies like Hustle and Flow, where your drug dealer was your de facto P. because he supplied you with that. So, you know, let's not forget that type. But we're talking about 2024. We're talking about current year. Like, it is very difficult to convince these overexposed, over DM'd bras to get down like that. OnlyFans is full of renegades, which y'all would call renegades. The corners is full of renegades. I mean, shout out to the ones who are still doing it like that. Shout out to those dudes. Shout out to the ones who are still living that life by 70s rules. But truth be told, I'm not saying it's dead, but it is dying. It is dying. You know, like those guys that used to stand on the corner and be like, CDs, DVDs, 3 for $5, 3 for $5, CDs, DVDs. And now you don't see them anymore because everybody could just watch their bootlegs on the same site that they burn their DVDs from. You know, like people just get Fire Sticks and stuff like that. But once again, you have the people who are trying to live off of the old reputation. And me for one, I'm be honest, I'm not buying it. Whenever I see guys like that, I'm like, okay, you have the walk from the 70s, you have the talk from the 70s, you have the clothes from the 90s. Do you have the hose of today? Like, I mean, listen, unless you show me hose, I don't believe you're a pimp. No matter what type of swag, no matter what type of demeanor, no matter what type of vernacular you're using, unless I see hose, you are not a pimp. I'm sorry. I don't care if you have a dude with the platforms walking down the boulevard, strolling with a cane, with the brand new Cadillac, with the diamond in the back, digging the scene with his gangster lean. I do not care how many tropes you have. If you don't have hoes, then you are not a pimp. And this is because this is coming from somebody who seen a lot of fakes. Not just pimps, like. And I don't know if probably none of y'all have went through this. Hit the like button. But in California, when you go to college in California, there's undoubtedly going to be some dudes from LA. And what they wind up doing, what a lot of the guys wind up doing, is claiming Crip or Blood, even though they weren't it, they were just raised in that neighborhood. It's like, listen, dude, you're a college student. Because at first I was like, okay, if a dude, like, why would somebody lie about that? Like, if they say they're a Crip, they're a Crip. If they say they're a Blood, they're a Blood. Like, you know, I don't know. I'm not from LA. We don't even have those where I come from. So, I mean, you know, I believe them. But then I actually started going to LA, you know, taking trips, you know, road trips with friends and stuff. And then I seen these dudes in their own element. And it's like, oh, you know, you're affiliated. You're not really them. You're affiliated, you know, or you grew up in the neighborhood, but you're not that. I mean, so it's that stuff. So I was like, okay, now people, ever since then, people actually got to show me. So if you claim to be a pimp, show me your hose. Like, that's just it. Like, just do that. Yeah. Anyway, let's continue.
Impossible. Now, you might say, well, I'm not telling them to take that aspect of the game. Any aspect of the game is going to be damn near impossible for a square to apply, because guess what? These guys were raised by single moms and they don't even live by manly principles. So pimp principles is way out of their league, way out of their atmosphere. Man, listen here. Listen, if you guys want me to do a live stream about why it's impossible for squares to apply pimp principles, let me know in the comments. I mean, they can't even apply regular man principles. Let's go. Give me your thoughts in the comments, y'all. I'm gone.
Okay. So, yeah. And he did a video to follow up on that. I actually tried to join the panel. He wouldn't let me. So
I heard a story once.
Here we are. Hold on. I actually tried to join the panel. He wouldn't let me because I would say what I'm saying now. And of course, he wouldn't want to hear that. So that happened. But yeah, it's like, listen, both sides need to shut the fuck up. Both sides really, really, really just need to shut the fuck up. If you are an educated lame and you're complaining about some dudes invisible bitches, because in the case of some of these dudes, these are just invisible bitches. Y'all just would look at a dude and see that he has a baseball cap on and say, oh, he must be getting bitches. And hear that he is saying that he's getting bitches, assume he's getting bitches, and then get jealous of the bitches that you assume that he's getting. That's on you. That is dumb. That is straight up dumb. If you are jealous of something that you don't see, that it is not that is not a part of observable reality. So down with Drippy D says the single mom correlation is ridiculous. Of course it's ridiculous because there isn't like a correlation between single momness and squares, nerds, or anything like that. If anything, it's the opposite. Like single moms are less likely to have sons that grow up to be squares. They're more likely to have sons that grow up in prison. So this is just like we are in some complete and that's why both sides need to shut the fuck up. Both sides are out here looking foolish as hell because one side is bragging about Kesha and the other side is begging for Kesha. Y'all both need to shut the fuck up. It's just Kesha. Both sides is lame as fuck. Both of y'all. That's lame as fuck if you bragging about Kesha, and you lame as fuck if you trying to get at her. Have I fucked Kesha? Yes. Will I continue to fuck Kesha if she's hot enough? Yes. Do I give a damn if I'm not fucking Kesha? No. Because really who I'm thinking of, Kesha, for the most part, keeping it in the butt, Kesha is just what I do when I'm waiting for that next chick that looked like the lead attorney's co-host. Kesha is just something that you do between the Kelly Stamps of the world. I don't give a fuck about these bitches. And you lames who do is stupid. You went to school to become stupider. And if you don't go to Afrotech and pull you one of these broads or something, simple bastards. Got these niggas on YouTube beating their chest because they got pussy in the 90s. And their father got it in the 70s. What the fuck? This is man principles. Man, miss me with that. All right, I'm gonna respond to messages for a bit, and then I'm gonna move out. And shout out to the people who really get down like that. Shout out to the real P's and stuff like that. But that's you. Like, I mean, well, I'm sure there exist dudes that are jealous. But most dudes do not care. They just understand that people like that exist. What's this? Facts TZ. What's TZ? Oh, it's just facts. Okay, I got you. Yeah. The single mom correlation is ridiculous. Yeah, I touched on that. All right. Let's see. I kept telling them at first, gonna turn violent to try to bring black men back to plantation. Well, that's another thing. Because both sides, it really seems like Kesha is playing both sides. Because that's what chicks do. Or at least that's what black women do. But I get the feeling that other groups of women do it too. They prey on your insecurities. So but some people don't have insecurities. Some people don't have insecurities. So what do they do when they don't have any securities to play on? So if you're that dude, let's just say lead attorney, right? You're that dude, and you got the degree, you got that high value, you live in that life, you got money in the bank, and then when you retire, you got more money from YouTube, so you could just walk around like, yeah, I'm that dude. And then Kesha comes along and say, you corny. Bitch! If you believe her when she say that, your ass is stupid. And then on the opposite dude, and then on the opposite end of the spectrum, he's Mr. Local Celebrity, addicted to moving keys, most hated by enemies. If you are that dude, and then a bitch comes along and say, yeah, but you dusty. You don't have no education. These bitches are just negging you. They're just negging you. This is all just an attempt to, get you to devalue yourself so you could be with they subpar ass and take it seriously. Only the stupid cares. Your opinion, Kesha's opinion, don't mean nothing in the real world. It doesn't. It doesn't. I don't even think that they market shit to her. Like, how when they take a survey and they have you drink 2 colas or something and they say which is better, they don't ask Kesha to do that shit because her opinion don't matter. She ain't got no damn money. Nor does she have the ability to seduce a man to spending it. Well, she has a reduced ability to do these things. Nobody cares about these bras' opinions except the educated lames who are on here bitching about lack of access to her, and the pookies who are lying about their access to her and then bragging on that lie. Let's be clear, Pookie. You don't even have access to Kesha like that. All right. Let me read some more. All right. Yeah, they stuck in the past. I mean, I don't blame them because the present sucks, especially for them. But because in the past, the word dusty didn't exist in reference to them. In the past, it was like, ghetto superstar, that's what you are. But songs like that comes from a time when the drug game was actually lucrative to black men. Now drugs is being distributed in raves by white guys in long coats and glow bracelets, that indicate that they are drug dealers. It's not, that that's how the kids are getting their meth now. Some of them are getting it through the dark web. It's yeah. Let Pookie and his half brother Ray Ray, oh man, have Kesha Punani. Yeah. She's 90% of the time overweight, 60% of the time obese. Yeah. And 34% are single mom. It's exactly this is what you're fighting over. I can never deal with that. I can temporarily. I mean, but the fact that they know that you can't is one of the reasons why they go to prison. Like that's the reason why they go to prison. They're looking for somebody who will take them seriously. And most guys, particularly educated lames, aren't going to take them seriously. Real nerds only like either out of their league bimbo, former cheerleader pussy. Everybody likes that. Everybody likes that. Or hiring a mean freedom mistress, mean girl that will use them pussy. Okay. I'm just attracted to attractive women. I look at the personality after I nut. All right. Let's see. Yep. Okay. What about that ass though? I don't care about that broad's ass. Like, I mean, listen, I'm a face man. I look at the face first. You know, when a broad is, yeah, I look at the face first. I mean, don't get me wrong. I had some butter faces before, but the body was banging. Christopher Williams seems kind of non-masculine. I'm gonna do a separate video on that. And I think you're talking about that scene on New Jack City where Christopher Williams. Oh, actually, I'm gonna talk about this now. But I'm gonna make a whole separate video about this. But I'm gonna talk about this now. So I think he's talking about Christopher Williams, the guy that played Kareem on New Jack City. You know, the one that got stabbed in the hand. Nigga, what the fuck are you doing there? What in the fuck are you doing there? And here's what I mean by there. He was always there. He was like, he's there when Nino Brown is playing basketball with G Money. He's there when they do like the major drug dealer and it turns out to be, you know, undercover cop. He's there when they're having the meeting. He's there in the Carter Apartments. Why are you there? See, here's the thing about being a square dude. Hold on. Okay. Here's the thing about being a square dude. Doing legal stuff for somebody doing something illegal is not illegal. For example, painting the car of a drug dealer is not illegal. Painting the house of a drug dealer is not illegal. Doing plumbing for a drug dealer is not illegal. Being a lawyer to a drug dealer is not illegal. And developing software for a drug dealer is not illegal. Now, the people who did the aforementioned things, they don't hang around Nino Brown. Like, why wasn't his lawyer just standing at the basketball court with him? Like, what was up with that? Like, it didn't make sense. I get that you were working for him for the money, but you can do that anywhere. You don't actually have to have the other Pascal developers in the drug house with them. Why do y'all have the software like developed in the drug house? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Why are you out promoting lookouts to the drugstore? Why are you, listen, if I was hired in that position and for, you know, I think he went from like $800 a week to $80,000 a week, which is more them exaggerating, you know, how much drug dealers make, because it's like, really, you make $80,000? That's how much you pay for your software, $80,000 a week. So of course I'm going to take the deal of $80,000 a week. And then if somebody said, "Hey, I want you to to make an encryption algorithm so we could communicate without the cops peeping in on our text messages and stuff. I'm like, all right, bet. I'll pay you $80,000 a week. All right, bet. And the cops come to me, and I'm like, listen, I am a software developer. I am not a drug dealer. The software that I develop is a form of functionability, and it can be used for anything I want or anything that the customer wants. So take them to jail. But this dumbass nigga was kicking it with them. Why? Because he wanted to be a part of their world. Just stupid to want to be a part of that shit. Just be a light-skinned nigga getting light-skinned nigga pussy and getting light-skinned rich nigga pussy, and stop fucking with these hood-ass Kesha broads. You simple bastard. Niggas running around calling themselves educated are feminine. Most ninjas who do that have soft science basket weaving degrees. Maybe. To be perfectly honest, it's not the people calling them educated. It's not the people themselves calling themselves educated. You know, it is the outsiders that are calling them educated, and that's why it's followed by the word lame. Like, I doubt educated lame is something that educated black men gave themselves. And the reason why you say it's feminine, because it's black women that do that. It's women that say I'm an educated woman. But if a man like, you know, I think that was PJ Washington, were to say I am the table because, and he lists his credentials, you know, his legal credentials, like, okay, I don't really see that as feminine. I really don't. But yeah. All right, let me respond to a couple more. Then we'll hit this 2-hour mark. Hit that like button, people. All right, liking the graphics. It looks awesome. Looks pretty cool. So I don't know if it's new. I have heard of it, but I heard about it through like Nesby and stuff. But like, have I heard about it prior to women going there looking for peen? Nah. But they do go to other like events for that very reason. All right, let's see. No, I want her subscriber count to stay at 304. Her subscriber count is exactly 304. That is funny as I don't know what. Sexy Red also calls herself sexy. These 304s are awful. Yeah, Sexy Red, at least she has like a reasonably pleasing body. There's nothing really that jumps out as sexy to me. Now, I don't listen to just so y'all know, I don't listen to modern music. But compared to when I did listen to modern music, comparing the female artists now to when I did listen to modern music, I have to say that they're trash. I'm talking about their looks. Like, when you take like Aaliyah, Ashanti, Maya, Brandy, Monica, let's see, who else? Oh, Alicia Keys, Lauryn Hill, like, and then later like Beyonce, oh, TLC. Like, so you take those women of those times, and then you look at Suki Hana and you're like, what the fuck? Like, this is what it devolved into? Like, they got less hot and more sexually explicit. They got less hot and more sexually explicit. It's like, okay, you know, I'm not as hot as Beyonce, and I'm nowhere near as hot as Aaliyah. But I'm going to talk about eating booty. Like, what the fuck? What I lack in looks, I make up for it in nasty. Like, okay, good luck with that. I'm gonna say yes. It is Sergeant Willie P started that in these YouTube streets. Yeah, I think it was him that that started that. I don't know. He does a lot of. I mean, he's a wise dude, but he does do a lot of stuff that that just gives me like a whole what the fuck thing. You know, like when he talk about build and maintain, and you know, the reason why they like this is because y'all haven't built shit. That is bullshit. That's some shit that they tell you. The reason why they like this is because they like this. Period. No matter what you build, these bitches are gonna be like this. That's just that was just downright dumb. And he ran with that for a while. And then the educated lame, you know, Pookie Ray Ray, yeah, he did start it, but you know, I don't know. He wasn't starting it from the standpoint of he's complaining that they get more bitches. And if so, he's extremely short-sighted. For the reasons that I just spent the last 2 hours talking about. Yeah, you're right about that. They should just take African models and lip sync. Yeah. Red's below average looking. We had Trina, Eve. Yeah, like I mean that whole era was hotter chicks. I mean, don't get me wrong. Chloe and Haley Bailey can get it. Can get it. But I get the feeling that at least Chloe's music is complete and total trash. Somebody said what Sergeant Willie P was saying was that if you have something built, you can kick them out of it if they misbehave. No, you can't. That doesn't make any sense, Dig Thug. Even if he's saying that, that doesn't make any sense. Try building a mansion and kicking your wife out. And tell me how that works. Build it and they will come. No, they won't. For one, okay, let's talk about that, Big Thug. For one, they're not gonna come because they know you could kick you know that they could kick your ass out. She's not gonna leave welfare to live in the suburbs with you, knowing that you could kick her and her kids out. These bitches are like this because they want to be like this. I mean, she'll get with you if you marry her, and that's because she know that you can't kick her ass out. Now they all look the same with trans makeup. Yeah. I talked about that on my show yesterday. If you build it, they'll destroy it. Yeah, exactly. Look at the black community. Like, shout out to Sergeant Willie P. Let me direct you to the nearest black community. Like, yeah, like, hey, if you build it, they will destroy it. If it's in their, you know. Well, somebody say he's a Kesha defender. I don't know. Like his commentary is a mix between pointing out the flaws in Kesha, but blaming black men for those flaws. It's like, first of all, it's a very cart before the horse thinking. Because it's not like the bitches came after Rome was built. There had to have been the first females who fucked Rome and unbuilt Rome. There had to be first wives and mothers. And then generations later, you have Rome. So miss me with this. If you build, that is some cart before the horse shit. That's ridiculous. And then it sets dudes up like it puts them in the same low self-esteem spiral, and it also gives Kesha out. Like Cynthia G lived on that out for years. Like, nah, the reason why we like this is because y'all haven't built nothing. Y'all haven't built nothing. Like, bitch, if you don't shut the fuck up, you like this because you like this. No, we are mixing a could have and a is now. If we had an actual nation, those laws probably wouldn't exist. The same laws that give them power in the first place. Those laws exist because Kesha manipulated the system into developing these laws so she could be the bitch that she is. See, let's not mistake it. If Kesha wanted it that bad, then she would just ignore the laws. Like, I can do this, but I would much rather live within what my man has built. For example, because I think that people have like a rose-colored lens of Kesha, but let me give examples of cultures that actually did this shit, and they were actually about that. If you build it, shit. The Mormons. How is that working in other countries? They're not Kesha. That's how that's working. Okay, so the Mormons, right? The Mormons were in this country. Now, a lot of the Protestants of the 1800s felt that what they were doing was sacrilege, and that they were heretics, and that they were in a very real way blaspheming, and they were persecuted for this. They were persecuted for this, and their male numbers drastically dwindled. So what did they do? They moved to Utah, unbuilt Utah, and the Mormon women got with the few Mormon men that were alive. And that's where polygamy started. Now, the law of the land makes polygamy illegal. It has always been illegal. But they ignored that law and they did it anyway. Why? Because they were actually wanting to build with their men. They actually wanted to build with their men. Kesha does not. She doesn't, because that is just how she is wired. You say, so leave Kesha alone? I do. Unless she has something to offer me, and she is offering it, I do leave Kesha the fuck alone. You're not coming with a new idea here, sir. I do leave Kesha the fuck alone. What, you think I'm like Kareem? You think I'm just working with Nino Brown and kicking it with him like after work, going to weddings with him and shit, and risk getting shot up over some dumb nigga shit? No. I leave Kesha the fuck alone. Because I'm not an idiot. Kesha values independence more than anything. She's actually defined by her independence. So you can't take a person who's defined by their independence and ask them to be in a situation where they are dependent on you. They chose not to. I mean, okay. For a person to say, if you build it, they will come. That's like saying if the British were to build I don't know, something spectacular. If they were to build a moon base, that America will once again become a British colony. It's like, no, they fought for their independence for a reason. Americans fought for their independence for a reason, and it wasn't the tea tax, because guess what? Now we pay the everything tax, okay? If you think that the American Revolution was about tea taxes, and after the American Revolution they wound up paying the everything tax, then no, they actually did it because they wanted to be independent. The South wanted to be independent. They just lost the shit. Kesha just want to be independent. That's something that he, through all of his wisdom and all of these years, don't understand. I walk past Kesha. I only speak when she speaks to me. Okay. Big Thug sounds like Pookie with that name. I don't listen. I'm cool with Pookies. I don't care if a person is a Pookie or something like this. I just don't like it when they say we get all the bitches and y'all jealous, or whenever they say anything. You have a nigga on there talking about manhood and shit like that. What the fuck? The independence to create chaos. Well, I mean, it's not really independence if it's not really independence if you are doing the same thing that you would be doing. So the way because they have to express their independence, they have to actually feel like they're doing something that people don't want them to do, which is why they go to other countries and they say shit like, I'm about to get my coochie stretched and I'm about to eat some butt. Like that's something that makes them feel independent. Like I could do whatever I want. Now, do you think a bitch like that is going to submit to a dude, because he built something? Oh, look at what he built. I'm going to give up this independence for that. Fuck out of here. Yeah, it was, yeah. Yeah, stop. That's like the British saying, hey, if we lower this tea tax, maybe the Americans will fall in line. No. They was just on that ish. They just was on that ish and they just didn't want to be under the British. That's all that was. Do you have gated communities that can exclude individuals? Yes, broke ones. It excludes people that don't live in it. I can do whatever I want without being punished. Yes, exactly. That's what they are going for. And they can't do whatever they want, without being punished because if they were to get with somebody who built something, because there's rules and regulations in order to maintain what they build. So yeah, that whole argument is extraordinarily flawed. But I mean, Sergeant Willie P, he talks more than he listens. So I doubt that he'll hear this. And I doubt that he will ever change that. Like his dealings with Kesha, because of his upbringing, is probably very limited. So there's a lot of speculations on what she would do and how she would behave given these circumstances. And it's difficult for him to understand that she just wants to be like that. And that's a way to, psychologically give men power. Like, we can change this bitch if we do this. There is no, don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Listen, it's like those white people that don't understand that a hoe just wants to be a hoe. They do not understand that. They like, oh no, he trafficked her and he made her. No, she just wants to be a hoe, miss. He kidnapped her from her suburban home and made her. No, he didn't. This bitch was on the street corner running from the cops, and so she can hoe another day. She wants to be a hoe. Well, if somebody would just marry her, everybody who's paying to fuck her would much rather marry her so they could get it for free. She wants to be a hoe. Kesha does not want to be anything but Kesha. Listen, I'm not going to make this about Sergeant Willie P. I mean, because 99% of stuff is cool. It's just stuff like that. It's just stuff like that that's a little short-sighted. But let's see. We would hold them accountable. Okay. He said the Section 8 community has fences around them to keep people in. That's funny, but it actually it's actually keeping people out. Like it's keeping people who don't want to go out. Like, yes, okay, it's a gated community that I don't want to go to unless I'm smashing a Kesha or two. Like, that's about it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, looking from the outside, it's easy for one who grew up like Sergeant Willie P to feel sorry for a hoe, but looking from the inside, like, oh no, there's nothing to feel sorry for. This bitch wants to get slapped. She wants to get slapped. She shot down 10 niggas that didn't slap her. So you could look at that situation and say, oh my God, he slapped her. Or you could just be like, this bitch want to get slapped. I don't know why, but it's not my business why. I just know that this bitch want to get slapped. You ever think that the reason that we don't advance is because we gap about this bullshit? No. Read Guns, Germs, and Steel, and then understand why our society didn't advance as quickly as others. But it wasn't because of this. Now, a lack of understanding, I mean, one could argue the opposite, and that is the lack of understanding of these things is going to keep us stagnant for a while. But not talking about it is not going to remedy the existing problem. It's not. One last thing, and I'll close on this about the whole build it thing. When Marcus Garvey wanted to, go to Liberia and build, he was quoted for saying it would have worked if as many Black women were interested in it as Black men. These chicks did not want to go to a separate nation that was set aside purely for Black people. They wanted to stand around and deal with the lynch mob, Planet of the Apes. They wanted to deal with shit like that. They'd rather live in the Jim Crow South than to go to a nation where their own men are building. And why? Because they want independence. They actually fear Black leadership. See, I'm going to tell you like this, and hopefully, you'll get this Sergeant Willie P stuff out your brain. Women, not just Black women, women have never had it better. I'm going to repeat this. Women have never had it better. There is no better position to be in from a historical standpoint. You know, and I'm talking about any time in history, in any place in the world today. Has there ever been a more privileged group of women than the ones they are now? If a woman had a choice to be anywhere, anytime in the world, it would be right here, right now. Well, you think they're going to go to China and have some little dick asshole buying their feet? You think that they want to? Do you think that they want to, go back to go to Africa and have go to like Africa in the 1500s and have their father trade her for 50 goats or some shit like that? You think they want to go back to Rome where, where the father pays the son for her, but he owns her. He actually can legally kill her. And if her husband dies and her father dies before she has a son, she by default becomes like sort of a slave. You think they want to go back to that shit? See, they don't want to topple the apple cart. And the reason why is because they don't know what regime the new men will create. They don't know that. But what they do know is that it'll be worse than the one that they currently live in. You really don't have to tell me. I was playing devil's advocate. I don't think building will do anything because they aren't even attracted to the actual signs that a man can build. Exactly. So we're on the same page. Exactly. Yeah, no other place and time do women actually get paid for having kids. For babysitting your own fucking kids. They do not want to see this system change. Because, what if another group of men take over and now they own some Handmaid's Tale shit? Every place and time was worse than what they have now. Exactly. This is the best life. This is the best. Why do you think that that pageant winner, quote unquote pageant winner, came to America and let that nigga Fresh hit it raw? Was it because of his looks? She got her everything done. She got her face done. She got her tits done. She got her body done. And she stay in the gym to maintain it. Because her dream is to be a spoiled American bitch. That is the dream of every bitch in the world. Anyway, I want to thank everybody that participated. I'm glad y'all like this new format. Stay tuned for some more. Hit that like button on your way out. It's GameChanger 00100. Game over. Peace. Oh, by the way, movie night is tonight. So stay tuned for that. Peace. Or email me for that.